Okay, so quick one. If money isn't the problem, what budget phone would you be using right now? I'll give you 5 seconds to comment it below. As for me, I'll go with the new Redmi 15 4G. Now, phones below 200,000 Naira is one of the most competitive in the market. Not only do phones in this bracket have to be priced well, but they also need to perform. Of course, you do have to set your expectations because these are very affordable phones after all. Now, if you check out the competition, you can easily tell that the bar is getting higher. And with that, does the new Redmi 15 4G have a shot at taking a piece of the action? Let's talk about it in this review. Now, when it comes to these specs, it's just average apart from the large 7000 mAh battery. Its best advantage, the starting price of 186,400 Naira. Now, that's a good starting price compared to how the Redmi 13 was positioned in pricing, which kind of made it lose sales when it came out last year. The design of the Redmi 15 4G looks nothing like the Redmi 13 series, as it adopts a more matured and trending design. Other color variants include Titan Grey and Sandy Purple if black is not your thing. For all its colors, it's relatively smudge resistant, no fingerprint marks, just the way I like it. Here we have a metal camera housing, also smudge resistance. On it is a downgrade from 108MP of Redmi 13 to 50 megapixel rear camera. Yes, it might have 2 lenses, but it is only a single shooter. The rest of the phone is made out of plastic. From the frame to the back panel, it is all plastic. It is not exactly the best feeling plastic out there, but the important bit is that it feels sturdy and it is safe from bending and every other thing that you want to do with this device. Not to mention, it also features an IP64 rating that is commonly found on budget phones these days. Now, one thing I do have to mention about this device is that it is quite a big phone, 6.9-inch big. And if you have small fingers, you may struggle using this phone one hand, especially when typing with it. It is a bit longer and wider than the Redmi 13 if you are coming from that or any other phone that falls below its size, which did make it feel awkward to use at first. Despite its big size, it's surprisingly lightweight and it's also relatively thin at just 8.6mm thick. The volume keys, power button, and fingerprint unlocking are easily accessible on the right side of the phone. You have an hybrid SIM and SD card tray on the left. At the bottom, your regular USB-C port, a single loudspeaker with Dolby Atmos support, and IR sensor up here. Now, for no reason, Xiaomi decided you don't need a 3.5 headphone jack on this one. The Redmi 13 came with that, Note 14 also had a 3.5, but somehow we don't have it on the Redmi 15 this year. So you may have to rely on wireless earbuds or USB-C headphones, or better still, you can get this and still use your normal headphones on the device. The display on the other hand is still good old 1080p resolution with added peak brightness of 850 nits. Very readable under bright sunlight, and most of the time you'll be able to make out everything happening on screen. It is an IPS LCD unit for the price. However, I was surprised at how nice the display pops. The colors are quite vivid, the blacks aren't that deep, but there's no grayish color on screen. Up to 144Hz refresh rate as advertised. Doesn't always stay at even 120Hz, and you'll notice a dip back to 60Hz on apps like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and even when gaming. Now, switching over to the 50 megapixel main camera, how does it really perform? The rear camera performs more than decently when used in well-lit environments as expected. It is sharp and the phone's algorithm does a great job balancing the contrast, shadows, and highlights. However, the colors are a bit too vivid in my opinion, and if you pixel peep, you also notice that the edges are quite soft. Just play around with the edit a little bit to get the best photo. The camera works best at 1x zoom, but 2x zoom is also usable. Just don't expect anything when you go beyond that. As for videography, the phone records at max of 1080p at 30 frames per second. The quality is very much identical to the photos I was able to capture. No OIS or EIS unless you have very steady hands. There will be a lot of camera shakes in your videos. If you've ever used a Redmi phone before, it's very much the same when it comes to the software. HyperOS 2 on top of Android 15 is what it got, albeit still having old MIUI control center, which is a big no for me. And yes, no split screen as well. Wrapping up our review is the performance. Here we get the weakness of the Redmi 15 4G when it comes to what actually drives this phone. Given its price point, I didn't expect it to be powerful, although it runs on Qualcomm's SD685 chipset, good enough for daily tasks like social media, streaming, and light gaming. But throw in heavy multitasking or demanding games and you'll hit the limits quickly. While the performance may be a bit underwhelming if you're a heavy user, I was very much impressed with the 7000 mAh battery pack of this phone. In fact, that is basically the key selling point of the Redmi 15 4G, the battery life. I was able to use it for 5 days straight without needing to recharge, doing all the basic stuffs with the phone. Charging speeds are decent too, with 33-watt wire charging taking not so long time to charge the battery. It even has 18-watt reverse wire charging also, allowing it to be used as a power bank of sorts to top up my earbuds and other Type-C gadgets. In my opinion, entry models are about the trade-offs you can live with. To me, having a good display, good battery life, good looking design, good call quality, and good enough performance for the price is all that matters. And most users not obsessed with specs would really enjoy this phone. So if you're getting this, I will recommend going for the 8GB variant for that extra in performance. If you're on a tight budget, the 6GB will do very okay. But what if you are to buy something else in this category? There's a Tecno Spark 40 Pro, the Hot 60 Pro by Infinix, and Samsung's Galaxy A17 4G. If you'd like to see a comparison between any of these and the Redmi 15 4G, the comment section is all yours to make that request. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe as we are looking to get to 30,000 subscribers before end of 2025. I guess I'll talk to you in the next one.